Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 battle. This is gonna be Greenskins, that person's so happy, and the Dwarves versus Empire and the Greenskins. I decided to go for a all Night Goblin army. I wanted to do an all Vanguard deployment, so I brought a leader on a wolf. Now they are back here. I'll tell you why in a moment, but when you bring your Goblin Shaman on a wolf, they gain Vanguard deployment. Because again, I wanted to deploy everything into the Vanguard, but what we have here is my Dwarf ally brought a lot of cannons. We have 2 flame cannons, one here, one in the forest, an organ gun in the forest, an organ gun here, 2 more cannons, 2 more cannons, and another flame cannon over here. Over here we also have a Master Engineer and Ungrim Iron Fist, and then there is a Gyrocopter right there, and we have 2 Dwarf Warriors. Now, I checked my allies' army before we started this because I wanted to see what they're bringing, and they had a lot more melee in the army, and I was like, okay, cool, I think this may work. And when we clicked ready and began the match, I was like, oh wait, no, you only have 2 Dwarf Warriors, and then everything else is artillery, so that's why some of my Night Goblins are deployed back here, along with one of our leaders, and the rest are split up into 2 different forces on the right and left flank. We have a Night Goblin Shaman over here leading the right flank. Our enemies are the Greenskins with a main line of Orc Biggins, backed up by Orc Boar Boys. We have a Orc Shaman, a generic Orc Leader, 2 Orc Arrow Boys, which I don't see often, 2 Doom Divers. Then we have a line of Spears, Halberds, and Great Swords, 2 Great Cannons, a Bright Wizard, 2 of the Handgunners, 2 more Halberdiers back here, 2 Demigryph Knights hiding in the forest, and they are being led by... I forget who they're being led by. I think it's a generic lord. Oh, no, it's Karl Franz, just unmounted. There we go. So that is the army composition. Now, ideally, we would have had all these Night Goblins probably split up in here and here, but, you know, we gotta adapt to the situation. I saw that without any kind of support, this formation would probably collapse pretty quickly, because there isn't anything to hold back, you know, infantry or cavalry or like really anything. So that's why we have some people deployed back here. So in the beginning part of this fight, we're just going to be marching our 2 armies on each side, seeing where they are deployed. I'm going to try and bring them back to around here and get in their back line. Seeing that they have a Great Cannon and Doom Divers, I figure they're going to be pretty stationary targets. They don't really want to move. That's why they brought 2 Great Cannons, so I think we have time to get back in there, and then we're going to try and come out of the trees and do what we can. That is the current plan right now. I think my ally is moving some of their Great Cannons into range of the enemy. He's currently just shooting up some Dwarf Warriors who are protecting a Flame Cannon. Over here, I'm seeing that our Greenskin enemy is pulling their Doom Divers out forward to try and get in range of, I'm assuming, these Dwarf Warriors, because from the enemy's perspective, they can't see any of my units, so all they can see are the Dwarf units, and most of them are hiding in a forest. Oh, wait. But the artillery doesn't have hide in forest, right? So they can actually see all this Dwarf artillery right now. Yeah. Yeah. So these are not even hidden, so the enemy knows exactly what's in here. They have pulled up their Orc Boys, or they're getting them closer through the forest there. But yeah, what I want to do here is move our Night Goblins into position, since they don't know I have them right now. And I want to try and shut down these Doom Diver catapults. It's going to be a sacrifice. I don't think they're going to be able to get out of there, but I'm okay with this. Right here, we uncover the Demigryph Knights with lances. They see us, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm a bunch of Night Goblins. Oh no. So I am immediately going to pull off some of our forces to head this direction and just have to sacrifice the other 2 because they're going to be seen. Well, one group has been seen. There they go. Now they're reacting. So we're going to get charged by these Demigryph Knights. It's a nasty surprise for us. And you can see my other units are like, nope, we're going to move away from what's going on over here. Yeah, Night Goblins versus Demigryph Knights. Yeah, I literally have nothing to fight Demigryph Knights. But seeing those in the forest and seeing this clear path into my ally, I'm going to move some more Night Goblins to just try and be a roadblock. A very quick, terrible roadblock. because I figure the Demigryph Knights are going to be going through this forest and coming out here to do a flanking action, so that's why we're getting in position to try and stop them there. The rest of my forces are still trying to maneuver behind the Empire player, because I'm looking at these squishy great cannons and the handgunners, and that's going to be my current attack plan. We are now charging against these Doom Divers and getting shot at by Orc Arrow Boys. The Night Goblins do have a 50% chance of missile block, so that's good. I'm assuming because of their small size. Because their actual shields don't look that large. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to charge off the Doom Divers. And again, I'm basically sacrificing these Night Goblins to try and shut down the artillery. But my ally does a good move here and actually just moves away from their artillery into their Orc Biggin line. We do still manage to get a couple of these Goblins. But we did not get them all. Meanwhile, over here, the Orc boys are charging this this formation. So they're getting into all of these artillery. I'm going to be pulling in my Night Goblins that are nearby to try and support as best as I can. But that's a lot of Greenskin Cav. And right now, we're still getting into position. We're about to make our move against this formation, especially since they have moved their infantry away. They've moved a couple halberdiers into the forest looking for our Night Goblins while they move their Demigryph Knights into the path where I thought they were going to go. So we have Night Goblins nearby. Again, I'm just trying to stop them. Clearly, I can't beat them. But I want to try and hold them away from our allies' artillery as long as I can. And we're coming out of the forest. The enemy is putting their handgunners into position to try and fight us. There goes our Fanatics. Not really hitting much. In fact, these Fanatics are basically hitting our own Goblins. That one did pretty good. They try and drop a Flaming Skull on us. We're trying, but it's not going to do too much because we are in a charge right now. Meanwhile, down here, they are chasing my routing Night Goblins who are going to join up with this force, and we're going to do our best to try and save the Dwarf Artillery. We have Ungrim over here as well, fighting off these Boar Boys. We're constantly raining arrows from the Night Goblin Archers. I have my hero here for support, but he's not really going to do much because I'm saving all my magic for this fight up here. This is what I'm mostly concerned about. Still getting more units into position. You can see we are doing a lot of damage to these handgunners. And the Great Cannon crews get off their cannons and are going to move down the hill a little bit while the infantry comes back to try and save the handgunners. This unit I wanted to try and crush those Orc Arrow Boys, but I'm like, maybe not with the Empire infantry nearby. Meanwhile, over here, my Night Goblins are trying to hold off the Demigryph Knights. I'm trying to get them into them, and they are just walking by. These cannons are aiming for a routing Great Cannon crew. I think I moved these Night Goblins to chase. This group is going to be moving up to join this group up here. Right here, I'm getting my Shaman into position to try and cast the spell. There's a Flame Cannon from my ally's Flame Cannon who is going up this hill. Alright. So right now I'm trying to hold them in position. I want to allow the Empire player to just get up on my Night Goblins here. And here comes our Curse of the Bad Moon. Yep. Curse of the Bad Moon is pretty good. And so after that is done destroying these Empire infantry, we're going to throw in some more Night Goblins to try and rout them or finish routing the others who didn't. This Night Goblin is into some of the Orc Arrow Boys. I actually did an overcast in this and I didn't mean to. So that's why it's lasting so long. I didn't... It's kind of a waste of magic, though, or winds of magic, to have it go that long. So that was a mistake on my part. Trying to fight the Bright Wizards over here. Meanwhile, the Allies' artillery has been wiped up by the Demigryph Knights. This artillery has been wiped out by the Orc Boys and Orc Biggins who came into the trees. I am currently withdrawing and continuing to pepper them with arrows as much as I can, but it's at pretty much a lost cause over there at this point. So we're going to continue to focus on this formation. The Flame Cannon got a couple more shots off, but it's really at a bad position here, a bad angle right there on the side of the hill. I'm going to try and clean up these great swords and hand cannons, or hand gunners. Not sure why I'm not charging with this unit. Where are they moving? Weird. I don't know why I moved them. But see, look at that. Like, the angle is just really bad right there. I should have charged them right to the handgunners. I don't know why I didn't. Right here, I'm going to try and cast another Bad Moon, but unfortunately, these infantry are moving this direction, so I'm not really going to catch most of them. We did catch a couple, though. This is all I had in my repertoire of spells that I think could really turn the tide of this battle. And this one did not do enough. So it's at this point seeing my ally basically destroyed. They still have 2 Demigryph Knights out there just causing terror. I'm like, I don't know. We still do have a lot of Night Goblins. They have routed, but they are going to be coming back. We have them kind of spread out all over the place. I'm still feeling pretty good about our odds against the Empire player here, minus the Demigryph Knights. And, well, Karl Franz, who is a beast. He's kind of a pain as well. Some Halberdier groups was chasing off some of our archers. We're going to be bringing them back, though. Here comes the Gyro Bombers for my ally. Get some bombs off there. We managed to rout their Bright Wizard, but here come the Demigryph Knights. And, like, we can't fight Demigryph Knights. It's not possible as Night Goblins. And I'm just like, oh, man. No. Here comes some more Halberdiers outside of the forest because they were chasing off some Night Goblins. Back over here, I'm still trying to do like a fighting retreat, and I'm going to eventually pull our leader shaman towards this side of the battlefield because this is just a lost cause. There's too many Orc Biggins, there's too much Orc Cav. Ungrim Iron Fist is still fighting in the forest here because he's just really tough to kill and he's unbreakable. So he's gonna take a lot of orcs with him, but he can't win that fight. The Master Engineer is being chased by their orc leader, their shaman. It just gets a face full of magic missile. And my goblins are in a constant state of running, coming back, charging, and running again. Gyrocopters doing as much support as they can, getting some of my shots off on these greatswords. You can kind of see I'm all over the place. I'm trying to get our troops to rally into this forest for another, like, kind of like one last push. There we go. I think Ungrim. Yep, Ungrim just fell to that group of Orc Biggins and their leader. Here comes my Goblin Great Goblin Shaman, whatever his name is. So yeah, when the leader is mounted on the wolf, which I did again because I wanted to do an entire Vanguard deployment, they lose their encouraging aura. So right now there is no encourage aura. There's nothing to buff the leadership of our Night Goblins. Because the Night Goblin Shaman does not have an encouraging aura either. So here we are, we're trying to get into the woods. Right here, I just wanted to get some kind of victory, so we're going to charge this Bright Wizard. I just really want to kill something. So that's what we're doing here, we're rerouting him. Our leader is joining the rest of our Night Goblins in a potentially glorious last charge. Last march of the Goblins. And we're just not getting it done over here. We're trying our best, but not getting it done. So I'm going to get my Night Goblin Shaman over here with what little winds of magic we have left. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm done. I'm just done. I really wanted to kill something. So we wasted like 7 winds of magic on a magic missile to a unit that was basically already dead anyway. But I really just wanted to kill him. Over here, the rest of our Night Goblin units are cleaned up by the Orc Biggins and the Boar Boys. And then here come the Demigryph Knights. So they can see these units, but they can't see the other ones over here. So I'm trying to march this group around to try and get a flanking action on the Empire troops out here. And I'm luring the Demigryph Knights in here to try and save up these to get some kind of more work done. Now, we've lost at this point, but never give up. Never surrender. Do as much as you can. So the Demigryph Knights are going to chase us into the forest. These people rout immediately, which is causing them to kind of be very iffy. Again, we have no encouraging aura with either of our leaders. We're just going to try and tie them up as the rest of our force is going to march around to try and get a flanking action on these two. That is the plan. But unfortunately, due to the losses of both of our armies, everything is going to rout before we can get one last glorious charge out of the forest into the Empire infantry, and that is going to be a defeat. Good game to my opponents and my ally. Let's take a look at the kill counts. I am really proud of my Night Goblins. Really proud. All across the board. Even the ones that get 0 kills. You know what? You fought a Griffin Knight. You lost, but you tried. I truly am really happy with all of the kills here. Now, I did spend a lot of money upgrading our Night Goblins because this is a very cheap army. You have a lot of money left, even on just large funds, so that's why you see all these chevrons. These were not earned in combat. Like, most of this is earned before the battle even started. Even our archers, I think, did pretty well. 3 of them were over with the dwarf player shooting up the orc biggins and the orc boar boys, so I think they did pretty good. And yeah, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with the amount of kills. 78 on a Night Goblin Shaman because of the Curse of the Big Bad Moon. If the second one, if I had cast that better, we still would have lost. But then this kill count would have at least been risen up a little bit higher. Let's see, my Empire enemy here, 35 kills on the Bright Wizard from the Flaming Skull and melee combat, 82 on Karl Franz, a lot on the Halberdiers, a ton on the Great Swords. The Handgunners didn't get to do too much because we killed them. The Demigryph Knights just had a field day with everything in this battle. The only thing that could stop them would have been the cannons and the organ gun, but they wiped those out. And the Great Cannons, 59 kills is not too bad, but they were kind of shut down by my ambush. They were forced to withdraw from their cannons, and then the other one was actually shut down by my allies' 2 Great Cannons. So let's see what they did. We have 69 kills on Ungrim, who was fighting in the forest, 7 on the Master Engineer. The Dwarf Warriors got a few kills as well. Gyrocopters did really well. 80 kills on just a normal Gyrocopter, I think, is really good. The Great Cannons, that's a decent amount of kills, and they did manage to shut down the Empire Great Cannon. That's decent. The Organ Guns, that's 1,000 or 1,100. I think it's 1,000 for each Organ Gun. 3 kills in 1. And these are 1,500. 15 kills and 45. Yeah, that's unfortunate. My enemy greenskin player, 62 kills on the leader, which is pretty good. Wow, those orc biggins just cleaned up, and the orc arrow boys did okay, and then the orc boar boys also did pretty good. But I mean, like, they're not going to have a very high kill count because they were sent against a bunch of artillery units, so they did a great job at shutting down those artillery units. And the Doom Divers did okay as well. So again, good game to my allies and my opponent. I hope you enjoyed the Night Goblins. I think it can work. I really do. I think it can work in the ideal situation where you have an ally that can shut down the enemy's cav, because that's what I'm worried about the most. And in that kind of situation, I think they can win the day, or help win the day. In a 1v1, an all Night Goblin army, that's going to be a little tougher to do. Like, I don't know if that can do. But in the 2v2 or 3v3 or something like that, I think Night Goblins do have a place. They're silly. They're fun to play with. The all Vanguard deployment thing is just such a cool idea, I think. And I want it to work. I really do. So I'll try and play the Night Goblin army again at some point in the future. But for now, good game. And I hope you all have a great day. Take care.